business.
But certainly, it's a packed show for you today. We started on that sad note with some of the trending issues regarding the death of the boy, very avoidable, sad death in Ibadan. But there's some other issues making the rounds on social media. So we're moving to this protests, the finance ministry over welfare. So we had TUC protesting yesterday at the finance ministry, and what was a protest about? Welfare. And yes, these are the workers who are saying, well, stop the delay, pay us now. Well, it's been a long-running issue, really, I must say, with this protest. But the workers are saying, we're not going to take this anymore. Not something needs to give, essentially. So that's one of the issues that made the rounds yesterday.
So when you have finance people, when you have workers at finance ministry saying welfare, and TUCs, there are a lot of senior people there as well, you know, and all of that. So it's very concerning. But we hope that we haven't heard a response. I don't think I've seen a response yet from the Minister of Finance as far as this is concerned. But let's move on from there to the federal government. You remember that incident where the EFCC had actually seized and forfeited, that's the word I was looking for, the property linked to Emefiele. We understand there are about 753 housing unit estates. I wish we could show that video, that picture. It was very expansive land. So we've been talking about housing deficit, and this is an opportunity for them to, you know, close that gap in that sense. So we understand this property is linked to the former CBN governor, Mr. Emefiele, who is in battle right now, going in and out of court. 700, I'm going to say that number again. I think this is the highest the EFCC has ever seized in terms of housing or housing units. 753 housing unit estate recovered from Emefiele. But let's hear what you are saying. It's an old story, but this is because the federal government is planning to sell it. Old Square says, imagine if FG is transparent for the first time in selling the estates to ordinary Nigerians.
Well, so
that would be nice.
Jeff, if you're calling on
I'd like
the
to
federal
buy
government to use it to fill the housing gap, you're certainly not asking Nigerians of middle class to come forward to see if they can purchase it, because I'm confident that it will be well beyond the reach of the average Nigerian.
That is if another person in government doesn't buy half of it with government money.
You answered the question.
And then resell it, because that's what happens. If I tell you, it's not everything you can say on TV. If we really want to fix Nigeria, a lot of people in government, I mean a lot, will be in jail. I'm going to say that again. If we want to fix Nigeria, a lot of people in government right now and who have just served government will be in jail. Because what goes on now is that some of them take government property. Before they came into government, we kind of knew them. Then they became people in government, became super rich.
Unrecognizable.
And then literally, some of these guys, they no longer buy houses, they buy streets, they buy crescents, they buy avenues. What kind of money did they make on their own to have this kind of property? So I'm telling you that if the EFCC is not careful, big shout out to this chairman of the EFCC who has done this incredible work in recovering these assets. But you should also watch out to make sure that another politician or somebody linked to power doesn't buy half of it or all of it and start reselling.
Well, big shout out to him, but we're still waiting for him to charge the chairman of Tantita Security Services, Tompolo, for abuse of Naira. But what are you saying beyond what we're saying? Abe Lee says, at official EFCC, you guys have to see this one through and through. Don't let the selling bidding process be fraudulent, so the self-thought high and mighty will not hijack it. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah, I didn't even see that before I said it.
So absolutely. I think it's just the natural thing to think about. The EFCC handing this over to the Minister of Housing, saying, well, do with it as you wish. And that's where the next comment comes in. Renegade, that's South African Renegade, says, where's the FCT minister? Jump on this. Use it to solve housing problems for low-income earners via mortgage. I really hope that the fact that this is subject of litigation in some sense will also not affect
Yeah.
it in that sense, because you understand how this came to be in the first place.
So,
but it's good to see. Let's wait to see how it works, particularly with this mortgage bit.
So let's put it again. So those alleged criminals in government, the people who steal our monies, we are trying to save the money, and people are stealing the monies we are recovering. Please stay away from this property. Please, so that it can reach everybody. Kade, you have the next one.
Well, so this video, again, made the rounds. Flooding in Lekki, Lagos. And got a lot of people talking yet again about the state of Lagos, the infrastructure. Again, that infamous line of is Lagos smelling or not has come up yet again, and it split people across. And people are saying, well, it's something we noticed, right? So help us fix it as government. Others say that, well, why don't you say this about other states and all of that? But this raises a fundamental issue. There needs to be joint efforts from the people and government to make Lagos the standard that we want it to be.
I remember that, you know, the rains are only just starting, and the prediction for this year is that, you know, some parts will be intense, will experience intense flooding. So the work is cut out for those at the Ministry of Environment in Lagos to see to it that Lekki residents do not suffer, you know, this unwholesome experience when another intense rainfall happens.
Maybe we'll invite Mr. Tokumbo again to come and respond to some of these things. So I don't like certain kind of arguments. So when people say, oh, part of Lagos is smelling and all of that, they are actually correct. Not everywhere in Lagos is smelling, but there are parts of Lagos is smelling. And again, you need to travel out of Lagos to other places and see why people are saying the things they are saying. I've been around, and I live in Lagos. So I have the panoramic view of the few places I've been to compare to Lagos as to the state of the environment, the smell of the environment. So nobody's trying to, this is the commercial hub of a country, come on. But we can do better, all right? Okay, we'll take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll bring you, you know, the very conversations we're having on the program. Join us again.